Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're like me, a seasoned curriculum writer who spent years deep in the weeds mapping out basic education frameworks, you've probably looked at a new DepEd policy and thought, okay, but how does this actually look in my classroom? Well, today we are breaking down the blueprint for the 2026 to 2027 school year. We're diving right into DepEd Order number 9, series of 2026, and we're going to clear up all that confusion between the new macro calendar and your daily class programming. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First, the 3-term shift. Second, the mandatory 201 class days. Third, breaking down the blocks. Fourth, what Deal 9 actually omits. And fifth, daily time allotments. All right, Section 1, the 3-term shift.
Okay, so I want you to picture this concrete classroom scenario. Imagine mapping out your syllabus without those constant reoccurring class disruptions and compressed timelines we always dealt with in the old 4-quarter system. Think about the learning gaps that inevitably happen when we are constantly stopping, testing, grading, and starting all over again. I mean, how much more could your students, especially the vulnerable ones, actually master if they just had the breathing room to really process what you're teaching them? That exact question right there, that is the absolute heartbeat of this reform. Look, DepEd's own review kind of hit the nail on the head. The old 4-quarter system, it had major limitations. It squeezed instructional time, it cranked up our workload with endless grading cycles, and honestly, it just reduced learner engagement. Enter DepEd Order number 9. This new 3-term calendar isn't just an administrative tweak, it is a pedagogical solution. It's built specifically to support continuous learning, give us much longer instructional periods, and significantly dial back those ancillary, non-teaching tasks. Basically, it is all about reducing the cognitive overload for literally everyone in the room, you and your learners. Moving on to Section 2, mandatory 2001 class days. 201, that is your legally accurate baseline right there. For the 2026 to 2027 school year, we're looking at exactly 201 mandatory teaching and learning days. We officially kick things off on Monday, June 8, 2026, and we wrap it all up on Thursday, April 8, 2027. And yep, that covers the whole shebang from day 1 of Term 1 all the way to the finish line of Term 3. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly where those 201 days come from. The official memo rolling out DepEd Order 9 makes it crystal clear. Whether you're in a public school, a private institution, or a state university using the Basic Ed calendar, we are all on the exact same page for class days and the opening date. This is deeply anchored in Republic Act 7797 and amended by RA 11480, which legally caps the school year at 220 class days. So, 201 days, it fits perfectly within our legal mandate to deliver solid, quality instruction. Section 3, breaking down the blocks. Now, to actually protect that instructional time we just talked about, the calendar isn't a free-for-all anymore. It is broken down into 3 highly structured blocks. First up, the opening block in Term 1. As curriculum folks, we know this isn't for heavy-duty academics right out of the gate. It's about setting the baseline readiness, building classroom culture, getting everyone settled. Then comes the core instructional block. This is the engine room, right? This is where we drive primary learning forward totally uninterrupted. And finally, the end of term block. This one is absolutely crucial. It carves out intensive catch-up time for students who are struggling, and huge sigh of relief here. It gives you dedicated time to compute grades without juggling a full teaching load at the exact same time. It just creates a much more sustainable ecosystem. All right, Section 4, what do 9 omits? So here's the crucial point, and I really want to emphasize this. DepEd Order No. 9 is your macro calendar. It strictly dictates when we teach, the dates, the blocks, the 201 days. What it absolutely does not do is dictate your daily class programs. It's not going to tell you how many minutes per day you should spend on math or English. If you're a school head or a teacher pulling your hair out trying to build your microschedule using DO9, you are definitely looking in the wrong place.
Which brings us right to Section 5, daily time allotments.
Okay, so for the daily grid, you need to pivot over to DepEd Order No. 12, series of 2024. This amends the MATTAG curriculum guidelines from DO10. This is the document that actually breathes and bends with the reality of your school. Your specific typology, how many rooms you have, your teacher availability. This right here is where the magic of flexibility really happens for grades 3 through 10. Now, what's really interesting about this is the incredible flexibility DO12 gives you. You basically have 2 main structured routes. Option A is straightforward, a flat 45 minutes a day, 5 days a week, across all learning areas, plus your weekly homeroom guidance. Easy, right? But hey, if that doesn't vibe with your school's setup, there's Option B, This lets you do 50, 55, or 60-minute blogs depending on how often a subject meets. So English, math, science, and Values Ed, those are 5 times a week. TLE, MAPE, App, and Filipino, 4 times a week. It is a really clean, adaptable framework that fits perfectly inside the protected terms of DO9.
And what if neither option A nor B works for your unique situation? Well, DO12 has an option C. You can actually propose your own combinations to your division superintendent. But, and this is a big but, there is a strict non-negotiable floor here: 5.5 hours. That 5.5 hours is your absolute minimum daily learning contact time. You've got to hit that floor while making sure heavy hitters like math and science get at least 225 minutes a week, and subjects like AP and Filipino get at least 200 minutes. So you see, we really have this beautiful harmony between two policies. DO9 essentially builds the fortress. It protects our academic terms and our instructional time. Meanwhile, DO12 gives us the flexibility to arrange the furniture inside that fortress so it works best for our kids' daily needs. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. With your instructional time finally protected and your daily schedules freed up by DO12, how are you going to redesign your classroom routines to completely maximize student mastery this coming year? Thanks so much for hanging out for this explainer of the new guidelines. Now go take these blueprints, study them, and build an incredible learning experience for your students.